These are my breasts. They're a big part of my life, as you can imagine. I'm the chick with the big boobs. You may think life is easy for a woman so blessed in this area, but they're also a curse.
Can you take off the bra, please?
After many years of schlepping them around, I've decided to get a breast reduction.
And then I can show you if I remove here, and I will fix the tissue here and the depths at the chest wall, so that you will have a nice décolleté again. And I show you on both sides, which is really heavy for me to hold. So I can imagine what kind of weight you have to bear all the time.
1.5 kilos each. The pain is too much. My body can't carry them anymore. But my mind still isn't made up.
So after the operation, you will have a very roundish, half a ball breast, which after 6 weeks will drop down due to the gravity, and then you will have a nice natural form.
Okay.
My experience is that the ladies feel much more feminine because they get back a part of their personality, because very often the people around them are fixed on the big breast. Maybe you won't be that eye-catcher anymore, which means maybe you become kind of invisible. But maybe you will love it. You get a kind of...
Invisible? Is that what I'll be when I'm no longer the woman with the biggest breasts in the room?
Okay. Apples, too small.
Apples are too small,
Okay.
definitely.
Oranges,
We remove them.
Too small.
This is nothing.
Okay.
Well,
Oranges.
yes, this is something like B. Oh,
That looks nice, but it's too small.
that's too small for you.
Yeah.
So I guess what you have now, something like this.
Oh my God, that's heavy. And the rest of me is like, look, I can just completely get rid of my, like that. It's really, no one's gonna pay attention to me with this.
Or even more.
So, I'll be the invisible, middle-aged American woman living in Zurich. How depressing. That's not who I want to be. In my head, I'm 5'9", with a little waist, delicate back, and broad shoulders.
Yep.
I never loved my body,
That looks better.
so having the power to fix it is thrilling.
I think that's good. How about the last, can you make my legs longer?
Legs longer, yeah, of course.
Oh, look at that. Now I'm a supermodel.
Yeah.
This is fun and addictive, but also disturbing.
The hips, I don't know if he could.
Yeah.
Wow. I look hot. It's
I'm a feminist.
right there.
I don't want to be hung up on unattainable beauty ideals.
She could get a date. That Kristen could totally get a date. Look at her. She looks good.
Forgive me. I don't always practice what I preach. I'm forever on the hunt to find the root of the world's obsession with breasts. And I try to understand why they've become such a source of pain for me in so many ways. There is a connection from breasts to objectification, to misogyny, to assault, to rape, and even murder.
It's true, approximately. That's a lot of weight to be carrying around. And so now you're probably all looking at my breasts if you weren't before. And I will say to you, it's okay to look. Here's the front view. Here's the left side, my good side, or my Schokolade side, as we say in der Schweiz. And the right side. But just know that because I have large breasts does not automatically mean that I am dumb or easy. And because a woman has small breasts does not mean that she can't breastfeed or she's less feminine than a woman with larger breasts. And if a woman is wearing a tight sweater, that does not mean that she's craving attention. And if she's wearing a short skirt, it doesn't mean that she wants to be catcalled.
My breasts are all people seem to see. As I can't hide them, I've decided to show them, to be a provocateur, to play with the stereotype of the big-busted woman.
Hello. Hello. Are you interested in talking to me on camera for my documentary about breasts?
About breasts?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can I ask you what you think about my boobs?
Big.
They are.
Yeah, they
Anything
are
else?
really big.
They are really big.
I wish these were brains. Really?
Yes, I
you
do.
You don't have brain?
I do.
Or what?
Well, I do have a brain.
Ist das echt? Sind die echt?
Yeah. Echt. What do you think about women with big breasts?
Oh, I think sexy or nice or really powerful, like a cannon.
El ser humano está dividido en dos polos. Uno es masculino y uno es femenino. La atracción el hombre se siente atraído por la belleza femenina y entre la belleza femenina están los senos, los pechos, las maravillosas tetas.
So we're just going to stand for 10 seconds, just straight like that. Okay, and now we're going to just laugh and raise your shoulders up and ha 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 Not that I have to do it to the side, which is my old way of doing it.
We're all becoming invisible. We're no longer young and we're told we're less valuable.
Hey, everybody, are we ready to go in 5 minutes?
Pardonnez-moi.
Okay.
But it's easier to handle when I'm with my friends and there's music and a bit of booze. We're trying to hold on and still be seen. It's always been easier to get attention from my breasts than my brain. And there's some comfort in that. I was hiding my insecurities behind the big boobs. It wasn't always that way. I'm sitting in English and I keep thinking of you. I'm sure by now you're tan and beautiful and fighting the guys off with a stick. When did it all change? When did I change? I long to be the sweet, confident, not boob-obsessed girl I used to be. I never wanted to be sexy, to be a thing. I love standing out, but only when I decided I wanted to.
Sexy? No, I don't think anyone saw her as sexy.
Kristen was pretty and smart and funny, innocent, the girl next door.
She dressed like a teacher. She didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't kiss boys.
Boobs, average, regular. She was in proportion.
I loved being the good girl, the innocent girl. But that all ended at 22 when I grew an inch and my breasts went from a C to a triple D, then got even bigger. I went from the girl next door to a woman with a huge rack. And that changed everything. How people look at me, how I look at myself. I wish I could find her again. Before I let go of these giant melons, I'm heading home to talk to people who knew me when I was just plain Kristen.
Please note that to fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle to secure.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Delta's pleasure to welcome you to Boston, where the local time is 3:11 p.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Hi, Mama! This is where I grew up. A little farm in New Hampshire. I hated it. I used to shout at the cows and cry in the barn while singing show tunes.
Yep.
I was always waiting for someone to come and rescue me.
That says Kristen, maybe. 83.
Here you are, right here. Go ahead.
But you're my...
Well, I'm doing it without touching you. You're right here.
Okay.
I'm your mother.
I'm taller than I was in 83. I think that does say Kristen right there.
In my family, talking about bodies was taboo. When my period came, I had no idea what it was. And when my breasts arrived, I just wanted to hide them.
And we got to keep this if you ever... There's another picture of all of us, and I had a big sweater on. And I remember Dad said, in front of these people, all of them, when we said goodbye for the summer, you look pregnant. In front of all of them.
Right.
Being mortified.
I know.
And I know he was just trying to be funny, probably. He didn't know how to deal with having a daughter who maybe liked a boy for the first time, or I don't know what, but it was mortifying.
Of course.
Mortifying. You look pregnant?
You were 15
I was
there.
15 and I didn't
Right.
have any breath. I mean, like, really. I
Well,
wasn't
you
even a
were
C.
normal.
I was probably a B then.
Probably, yeah.
But so, I mean, when I got bigger and bigger and bigger, we never talked about this.
No, well, we didn't talk about a lot because of the family members.
Right.
You know, it was we just didn't talk about it a lot.
But what do you think about the surgery? Do you have an opinion about it?
Oh, I think it's long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, the doctors that you've talked to in the past all said, oh, well, it's cosmetic surgery. You don't really need it done. But I'm curious about how this is going to affect your personality. I mean, you're going to go from this voluptuous blonde or brunette
It depends.
to a still beautiful woman, but with the attraction that men give you now just because you have large breasts will go away.
Right.
And you will be like a normal girl walking down the street, and guys will still look at you, but they won't look at you with that same va-voom.
Right.
We
Which
don't
is-
know what they're thinking, really.
Which is good, but it's also going to be, it'll be different. I mean, that's what I'm kind of thinking too. I mean, it's going to be great because I'd like to not have that attention.
Right.
But then, as you know, like when you get older, you don't turn heads as much as you used to.
I
You don't get as
still
much
do.
attention. No, I know you do. I'm just saying like less than we
Yes.
used to maybe, right? And
I
so
know, yes.
there are people who still appreciate
My mother saw an ad for the Miss American Teenager pageant in the newspaper.
But there are plenty of people that don't even turn their heads.
Oh, yes, that was the...
What convinced me to do it was the talent competition.
And you won, of course.
Well, I don't know.
There were some beautiful women.
I wanted to be a performer, and I hoped this would be my ticket out of life at the farm. When I won for beauty, I was disappointed. Someone else won for talent.
Grandma was there.
What have you got to say, Grad?
Well, I'm grown up now. I'm inspired.
You're inspired.
And let's eat and get me a drink.
Yesterday.
Wow.
It's nice to have this.
It is. It's great.
No one ever came to save me from my life at the farm. When I was 30, I finally felt brave enough to leave for the big city and make it as an actress. I left a world where everyone knew me. In New York City, all people saw was a blonde girl with big boobs. I learned to use it.